Hey everyone, my name is Andrew, and today we're taking a look at the Bluetti Elite 400. This is a 3,800 watt-hour battery with a 2,600 watt inverter. But what does that all mean, and what does it mean for you? Let's check it out. Because of the Elite 400's big battery and small inverter, it leads to an insane efficiency, a very low idle draw, and such a big battery means long run times. The Elite 400 has four 120 volt, 20 amp max outputs on the front. It's got two USB-C 100 watts each, USB-C ports, two USB-A at 15 watts each for a total of 30 watts on the USB-A, as well as a 120 watt 12 volt 10 amp is car socket. You can charge this by AC from either a generator or the wall at up to 1800 watts. That's turbocharged. You can also DC charge this with solar or a DC to DC charger like the Charger 1 at up to 1000 watts. The thing that makes this so unique is that its form factor is so small and compact, and yet it has one of the biggest batteries that I own. It's got a telescoping handle and rubber wheels. The wheels are really nice, so you won't make a lot of noise if you're walking around on hardwood floors. You won't scratch them up or anything like that. It is smaller than a carry-on luggage, just a little bigger than a large backpack. The small form factor makes it be able to tuck into any corner of any house and not take up too much room, while still offering huge run times and still plenty of power to power almost all of your appliances in the house. I did an AC standby test, which is I charged the unit to 100%, I turn the AC inverter on, and then let it sit for 12 hours to see how much loss it incurs over a 12-hour period. It lost 3%, which is right around 115 watt hours. I then recharged it, and that took about 200 watt hours. So right around 115 to 200 is what you're going to incur over the course of 12 hours with the AC inverter on and what's called a self-consumption. I also did an AC inverter efficiency test, which is I charge it back to 100% and then drain at right around 20% of what the unit can handle. That took about 6.5 hours and it was able to supply about 3,400 watt hours or so. That is a really good number in terms of AC efficiency. I also then measured and recharged the unit with 1800 watt inputs, and that took about 2.5 hours, and it actually took a little more than 4 kilowatt hours to recharge. During all of my testing, even with like 1800 watt input as well as output, charging at its max and discharging and running at full capacity for long periods of time, the fan is really, really quiet. The fan only kicked on a couple of times, and even at its max RPM, it was right around a few decibels over silent. Another thing that Bluetti gets right all the time is easily removable screens so that you can get to the air filters when they become dirty. Both the intake and exhaust are easily removable to be cleaned. For here, silence is right around 33 decibels, and it really got into the maybe high 30s. And so for it running at max capacity, it really is not loud at all. You can hardly hear it, even if it's in the corner of the same room that you're in. That's good for, especially if you want to use like a CPAP with this and you are going to be sleeping next to it, but you want emergency backup in case the power goes out and your CPAP still needs to run. You can sleep very comfortably with it. It's not going to keep you up at night. In true emergencies, you don't want to be doing laundry, you don't want to run your whole home AC. That's just going to go through all of your preparations super quickly. You want to have as low of a load as possible for as long as possible, especially if you don't really know when the power is going to be coming back. With this unit, you can keep your refrigerator running as long as possible without the huge overhead that comes along with large inverters. You can run your TV or small appliances like your modem and router. You can charge up your cell phones, obviously, and your laptops and tablets and all that kind of stuff. But I think that any of your 120 volt appliances and devices, those are going to be fine running on this. You won't want to run, obviously it can't run a 240 volt load like some maybe electric dryers, some electric ranges, and whole home AC units. What you'll want to do is get a smaller AC unit to maybe just cool a room, or plug in smaller appliances and not run huge appliances and burn through this in an hour. So who is the Elite 400 for? I think that the Elite 400 is for maybe renters if you aren't able to modify your home's power panel. I think it's for people on the go if you want to just grab it and throw it in the car. It's really not that heavy for the amount of battery that you get, and the output is plenty sufficient for almost all of your appliances. I think that you can wheel it around the house and use it in different areas of the house. So if you want to plug in your refrigerator, or if you have multiple of these or other power stations, you can use this for somewhere that you want a long run time, but you don't necessarily need a large output. So now that we've gone over all of the technical testing, like the efficiency and capacity tests and input and output, I really want to just focus on, I think, the bread and butter of the Elite 400 and its portability. Just being able to pick it up, take it, and wheel it anywhere you want, even if there's cracks and bumps in the road. Since the wheels are rubber, they really absorb the shock of any of the cracks in the walkway. If the wheels were hard plastic or some other material, you would really feel those bumps and cracks a lot more than you do with the rubber wheels that it comes with. I have another power station that's the exact same capacity as the Elite 400, and there's no way I'd be able to get it down the stairs by myself. But with the Bluetti, I just wheel it to the stairs, put the handle down, pick it up, and walk it right down the stairs with no problem. I think one of the questions that comes up very often with power stations is, can I use it on its back? And this unit has feet at the top of the unit so that you can actually lay it down on its back and use it with no problem. It's actually designed that way. There's rubber feet that kind of keep it even with the wheels, so there's no problem using it on its back. You also won't be blocking any vents, and there's plenty of airflow all around the unit. If you like this video and want to see more, please check out my channel and consider subscribing. And don't forget to leave a comment and a like on this video. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next one.